Wow, match day 2 was something else, wasn't it? We did a video last week, guys, called the QV. You can see it here on the screen. Go and check it out. It's a new scoring system we've developed for valuing players for long-term holds, okay? It's in the reference points playlist. Like, share, subscribe, retweet, all that good stuff, guys. And let's get into today's video. So here we are, guys. This is the match day 2 preview, okay? Now, this is actually the second time I've uploaded and like the third or fourth time I've recorded. So apologies, guys, for the hoo-ha today. I uploaded a video earlier of my kids and stuff. It was just to clear memory in my phone because the first recording was so long. And then the second recording, we made it too short and I missed out on some key points. And when I was listening to it back, I was like, oh Christ, I never spoke about this or spoke about that. So I just deleted it, binned it. If you maybe seen it on YouTube, it's gone now. But we're going to go through again today. So this is the ultimate version, match day 2 review. Okay, so first of all, what we're going to cover is the dividend winners we had, and then we'll go in and analyse some things that we need to know. We'll then talk about the squad, any transfers that we've made, ins and outs. We've made a couple, and I think that's pretty much it. Oh, we did some in-play kind of match day trading. I'll show you all the transactions for that and how we got on with that as well, okay? So on the Friday, we had a single match day, and you can see the dividend winners there. Denier was not much of a surprise. He only scored, in actual fact, one more point, I think, than the previous Friday, but Joachim Andersen scored, like, I think he scored like 190 odd last week, and then this week he scored a little bit under, so it's great consistency from Denier. Husam, wow, blew the world away, and I know FI Manager and a few other guys on Twitter are really big fans of this guy, and he delivered big time on Friday, so I was really pleased to see that. And then Memphis Depay, he's back doing what he does best with dividends, and the new matrix really lends itself to somebody like him. Abraham's won media off the back of the Super Cup controversy. On the Saturday, with a treble match day, ignore what it says up there. Ceballos won the media, had a great performance. That's somebody we need to look at. De Bruyne, star man, star midfielder. So that's 2 days in a row we've had midfielders being the star man of the day, and we'll talk about that a bit more. Pukki, the goal machine, Timu Pukki, at it again, hat-trick on the day, wow. And then Nico Elvelde, wonder kid centre back everyone's talking about. He's been getting a lot of love in Planet Index for a while, and anyone who's been holding him for a while, I'm very happy that you've earned some treble match day dividends for the boy. Congratulations. On the Sunday, we had a double match day, and Neymar won the media. Don't know why. I've stopped paying attention to Neymar's media, to be honest with you. I'm just bored of it. And again, star man has went to the midfielder. That was Marcel Sabitzer. Top defender, Sergio Reguilon. And then up front, Alvaro Morata with the worst score of the weekend, 151 in terms of the match day. But Marcus Rashford won best forward on 104. Much lower score, only one match involved. Harry Maguire, star man at the back. And then Paul Pogba, best midfielder and the media winner, because all the penalty stuff, okay? So there's a few kind of lessons that we want to kind of dive into, okay? So we think about the Friday night games. We had Leon really standing out, okay? Now, as I spoke about Denier, if you've been on the channel for a while, you'll know I've held a lot of Denier at a lot of different points, and I'm a big fan of this guy. I'm really glad, number one, in real life, he's stepping up and he's doing better. And number two, the new scoring matrix really lends itself to somebody like this, okay? So we'll have a quick look at how he scored so well, and as you can see, him and Anderson very similar. Anderson actually scored a little bit better, but 114 passes, 100% accuracy, and it's going to be the theme you're going to notice of all the success that people had on the index this weekend and last weekend, and I'm going to keep saying it, is variety of passes, okay? So he's made lots of passes, which is cool. 3 accurate long balls. He only had some secondary key passes, no doubt, but we just don't have access to any of that data. He's made a few clearances, which is cool. They've not really been under pressure from Angers, you know, so 1 interception, 3 recoveries, and it's just been the passing, basically, guys, that's really done it for the guy, and he's done really, really well. If you look at him the week before, you'll see very similar stats again in terms of touches of the ball and successful passes and all that type of thing. And obviously, Monaco, they went down in 10 men and whatever as well, but again, accurate passes 100. He's created a chance out of that, which is cool. And if you see how the passes are broken down, accurate long balls 4, one of them was a key pass, obviously a chance that he created. And then again, in terms of, he's not really done much defensively in terms of tackles attempted and succeeded and all that. I'm sure that these stats can't be overly accurate, because there's no way he made no tackles the whole game against Monaco, you know. And recoveries of the ball 4, you know, so you can see a bit of consistency there, and we're going to see a recurrent theme. If you then look at, we'll just dive into the match actually and pull him up, but Husam was allowed to get a lot further forward because Angers just bowed over and get humbled. So it meant guys like Aouar and Thiago Mendes could get further forward, and then it basically meant Denier and Joachim Andersen sitting almost as the defensive midfielders in that situation. But 90 minutes, a goal and 2 assists, absolutely fantastic. Accurate passes 59, 92% accuracy, which is cool. 5 chances created, and then key passes free. Now he's not had any long balls, or it doesn't tell us about through balls. It's really hard to find those kind of stats, but also they count on the index. Dribbles attempted were cool, and recoveries 5, that was really good as well. Okay, if we dive into Saturday now, the kind of standout on the index was Ceballos. Okay, now if we look at Danny Ceballos' stats that he racked up on Saturday, you're going to see a recurring theme here as we go through the other players that kind of stood out. But Ceballos himself absolutely ran the show. I think we know that. He scored absolutely amazing, and if you're holding Ceballos, you'll be gutted that, pardon me, that De Bruyne stole it on the day, or not stole it, but earned it on the day. But what would you call it? So he's made 63 passes, 90%, or 63 accurate passes. That's a 90% accuracy rate. 5 chances created, and then we look at the variety of passes: accurate crosses 2, accurate long balls 4, key passes 3. That's not to even consider secondary key passes. Touches 97. He's been involved in a lot of duels, won and lost. Dribbles attempted, dribbles succeeded, dispossessed, was fouled, tackles. He was just busy at recoveries of the ball 7. So you're going to see that the guys that are playing centre of the pitch, the more touches they get and the more active they are, they're going to be immensely valuable. And the big standout for that, obviously Ceballos was a big example, but the kind of surprise package of the day, if you like, for some people. Now, there's been a few Twitter accounts that pumped this guy a while ago, and my hat is tipped to you. Well done. But Axel Witsel absolutely bossed it. Now, if we look at Axel Witsel, again, you're going to see a recurring theme here from Aouar and Ceballos and everyone else we're going to look at. Variety of passes, accurate long balls 4, key passes 4. He's made a cross as well, but couldn't have been accurate. And then 126 passes, 97% accuracy, which is 122. 2 assists, which is nice. Chances created 6. Considering he's only got 4 key passes, so we've also got other things in stack. The thing with the statin passes on the matrix now is they stack. So making a pass is a point, and then if it's an accurate through ball, accurate long ball, secondary key pass, these things all get added on. And when the matrix came out, this is something I told you all, that these players with big variety of passing are going to stack up tons and tons of points, and we've seen that already. And you can see these guys are not really doing much defensively, for defensive air quotes midfielders. Think about Verratti last week and these types of guys. One that kind of went under the radar a little bit was Hummels. Okay, so Hummels had 100 passes, 92% accuracy, which is cool. But when you look at his variety of passing, accurate long balls 10, and chances created, did he have any? No, he didn't. But then when you look at aerials 1-7, absolutely bossing it, recoveries 5. So he scored really high, Hummels, on the day. I think he got like 150, 160, but because he never made an assist or scored or anything, he was nowhere really near getting the dividend itself. Alcacer had a great game, of course, 2 goals and an assist, and Jadon Sancho did very well as well. But if you look at Sancho's stats, passes are cool, the variety of passing is not there, and then it's really his dribbles that have really boosted him on the day as well, and he had some secondary key passes and such as well. I've no doubt about that. The next person on Saturday we're going to talk about is De Bruyne. Okay, now De Bruyne obviously earned star man, as we know, but again, that midfielder in the centre of the pitch, I know what the stats are going to say because I've looked at them a million times by now, how many times I've recorded the video, but when you dig into these things, you see the recurring theme of who's scoring well and who's doing well, and it is the guys that have got high passing accuracy. Fair enough, he's not made that many passes, but the passes he's made: 7 accurate crosses, 5 accurate long balls, 9 key passes, 9 corners. He's been involved in a lot of duels. Dribbles weren't great. Tackles were non-existent, recoveries of the ball 5, and in the end up he's made 2 assists as well. So it's these variety of passes. De Bruyne's not made a lot of passes, but the passes he made were long, were through balls, were key passes, this type of thing as well. Sorry guys, just paused it for a second there just to make sure I wasn't missing anything out from the Saturday itself. But But overall, guys, the reason the first take took so long, I don't know if I said that at the beginning of the video, I've recorded this that many times, but the Matchday 2 preview we did was so nail on the head. We called so much stuff out that happened. That the first time I recorded this, I spent so long patting myself on the back. So I'm avoiding doing that, but equally, I want to make sure I'm not missing anything out. The best bits of each recording, if that makes sense. When we dive into the Sunday and we see the dividend winners from there, we then have Neymar winning media, as I mentioned to you before, and we've went through all this already, I think, actually, as I start to repeat myself. But on the Saturday, or pardon me, the Sunday, the interesting thing that I kind of noticed was James Maddison, obviously because I hold the boy right now. Maddison last week scored 181, but he didn't have a great game according to Match of the Day and all the kind of press and whatever. But last week against Chelsea, just Sunday gone, people were saying he had a great game. We only scored 120 on the index, okay? So see if we actually dig into it and we have a look, right? So in this game here, where everyone's saying he did really well, right? Accurate passes, 67% at 24. 4 chances created, which is nice, okay? Big chance missed, 1, which isn't good. Accurate crosses, 2 out of 7. Accurate long balls, 2 out of 5, not great. Key passes, 3, that's nice. And then in terms of dribbles, 2 out of 5 were successful. Tackles and then recoveries, 9. That was really good, right? 121 points. If we look at the week before, and this is what you're really going to see what I'm talking about, is that variety of passing, okay? So no assists, so but he scored better. Accurate passes, he's got more passes, 56. 2 chances created. And then the passes itself, accurate crosses, 5. Accurate long balls, 2. Key passes, 2. Much more touches of the ball. Attempted crosses obviously is 15, that's really high. The duels are better, the dribbles succeeded are better, and the recoveries are around about the same area. Okay, so what me and you watching a game thinking he's playing well versus the Matrix, what it thinks a good player's doing, the real difference in that is the variety of the passing, guys, and even Tielemans, I've not actually looked at him any of these times, I've did any of these recordings, but even if we just have a gander, variety of passing quite wasn't there on the day, and that's against Wolves. I think against Chelsea maybe done a bit better. I think he did score okay, it wasn't anywhere close to dividends or whatever, but I think he scored just as well as Maddison on the day, if not a little bit better. And if we look at him, variety of passing again, that's not too amazing. See, I didn't look at him before recording. For me, and when I was sitting, the big standout of the day was obviously Leipzig, and they had a lot of standouts in the match. Okay, now I'm not going to talk about Sabitzer, okay, because I think Sabitzer had a bit of a one-off game, to be honest with you. He's not going to do that every week. I hope he does. But what I want to point out here again is Nordi Mukiele, okay. Now he scored like 200 plus on the Matrix. He didn't get an assist, he didn't score. Accurate passes 82, which is cool. And then if you look at the variety there, accurate long ball 6, again. So these centre-backs, when you're dominating, the midfielders get higher up, and then the defenders almost become what we all imagine to be that anchor midfielder, that Pirlo type, that's what we see from the central defenders when they're dominating a game. That's what Nico Elveldi's done in a tight match, and that's what these guys, Nordi Mukiele, Mats Hummels, Jason Denayer, are all doing. So these centre-backs now, even in tight games or even in games where they're not scoring or whatever, they are competing fully against the fullbacks. Hausenberg, if you look at his stats, he scored and he assisted, which is great, right? But very accurate passes to Mukiele's, like, 80 odd or whatever. Accurate long balls, none. Accurate crosses, 3. So he's got a bit of variety there, which is cool. But these wing backs are going to do really well going forward if they are up and down the line and are putting lots of crosses in. If they can put 10 to 15 crosses in a match with an okay conversion rate and an assist or 2, these attacking fullbacks are going to stand up and be counted. But the centre-backs, you do need to put a lot more value on them than we previously used to. If you think last season, if you were here, it was all about fullbacks, Kimmich and Trent and these guys, Marcello, that were going in winning dividends. Now it's a bit more widely spread. And then if we look into the Monday, obviously we know it was all Man United, right? But if you look at Harry Maguire again, why he won, obviously they got a clean sheet. They didn't get a clean sheet, did they? Oh, I'm losing my marbles, sorry guys, it's been a long day. They didn't even get a clean sheet and he scored as well as he did. And again, the first time I recorded this, if you managed to see it before I deleted it, I went into this blind saying I don't even know his stats, but I can tell you I know what I'm going to see when I open this up. But I do know this time, obviously. Accurate passes 80, 91%, and then when you look at the variety of the passes, accurate long balls 9, and then when you look at aerials, duels 1, 6, and then recoveries 9. So again, these centre defenders that are just involved in all the play up and down the pitch, getting the little passes from the goalkeeper, moving it to the left back, a wee short pass, the left back gives it back, they play a big switch out to a high right back or a right mid or something. You know, that's stacking up mental points, and then if the other team's under pressure, they clear the ball. If this guy heads it out to his left back, it may be a really easy header, may not be winning it, you know, but that's another. And then these things can double up as secondary key passes if the play turns over quickly. You know, these accurate long balls are switching to the high right back or whatever. If that guy goes on and assists, then that centre back's getting a secondary key pass, and we're starting to notice a real shift in terms of what's going on there. Okay, now I just wanted to walk you through the team and the transactions we've done. Okay, so we had Dubois in the squad, okay, that you'll remember, and on Friday we quick sold him just before he got subbed. Okay, so we had £55 of him for 100 shares. That money was originally about £68 in Delict, and Delict was sliding backwards. So we thought we'll put that money into Dubois and we'll try and make up the money we've lost on Delict, and then we'll buy Delict at a cheaper price with the same money we started with at 0.1, if that makes sense. So we made some money in Dubois. Now what we did is we made a mistake here. Lacazette scored and we tried to jump on that and catch a rise, you know, catch a wave on him, which was a totally wrong move. Go and check out a video I did called the Icardi effect and you'll see why. Okay, it's in the reference points video along reference points playlist along with the QV video. But we've tried to chase that crest of a wave for the Icardi effect. The real crest that we should have chased was Ceballos. I seen him at 198 and I thought, nah, I've probably missed him by now, but he kept going. So we've lost money on Lacazette. We then put money into Alcacer. As soon as the tweet came out from the Dortmund account of the lineup, we got, you can do the maths, but I think it was like 146 we picked him up for, maybe 149. And then we sold him at 166 or something like that. So we made our money back pretty much from where we left it with Dubois. We then put into Kante Saturday night, did we buy him? Yeah, Saturday night, thinking with all the stuff we've seen with Witsel and Uwar and Verratti the week before and all these guys, we thought, you know what, Kante, he is eligible to have a great game and score really well and run away at price at 91 pence. I think we picked him up at, and it didn't really quite work out like that. We ended up quick selling him, and if we see him, Kante, no, we can. So we changed our mind a few times and we ended up doing it, and then we've put that money into 125 Dalbert. Okay, now if you go check out Matchday free preview, you'll probably see why we've picked out Dalbert. Okay, but the point of that, guys, is you can chase these in play rises and everything like that as well, but you can't be being reactive. You know, like Sabitzer, for example. I've had Sabitzer for ages and I had him at 59 pence, and by the time you might have been picking him up, he'd been over that pound mark, and then you are really, if you look at that cliff they fall off of, you know, after 126 down to 119, you know, after they've earned the dividends people have banked out. You need to be careful. So if you are going to chase in play stuff because you think, oh, he could have a good game today, you need to be doing it as early as possible, ideally before 2 o'clock or at the latest as soon as the lineup comes out and he's confirmed, oh, he is playing, he's back from injury or he's back from suspension, all that type of thing. Okay, so we've done pretty well. Trippier got us an assist, Maddison got us an assist, De Bruyne got 2 assists and 1 star man, Sabitzer got 3 assists, a goal and star man, Jordan done well, All Black got a clean sheet. We weren't eligible for that, but we used the clean sheet as a stimulus to sell him at a good price. We could go buy Pickford at the price we've picked him up for. The reason we've picked up Pickford is he scored I think 120, 130 at the weekend there in a 1-0 victory, which was nice. With England playing Kosovo and Bulgaria in England, I think it'll be at Wembley in the upcoming international break. I want to have Pickford in the team because I think it'll be great for capital appreciation with the clean sheets he's most likely going to get. But yeah, really great week profit wise. We did really well. Like, share, subscribe, retweet, all that good stuff, guys. Stay out of trouble, and I'll catch you on the next one. Take care, bye bye.